I am Dwib Gwibble of the Gwibble household among my species. My species is the Thiffins. The Thiffins come from very, very far away. In fact, we aren't from your own Milky Way, as you call it. We're at the next cluster of local stars. You have one star, and you argue about the number of planets that you have. We don't do that. We have one planet and 15 stars, all orbiting each other in tandem. The time of day, you never know what it is, as there are 15 suns in the sky, not all at the same time, of course. As a Thiffum, I was born in a small litter of grouplings. That's what we call our young. Our mother always dies in childbirth. Everyone's mother dies in childbirth. Thus, the litter. I was born with 4 sisters and 3.5 brothers. We say half because he was only born with 2 arms. This brother, being born with 2 arms, ignited a passion inside of me to seek out other species with 2 arms who are also strange, weird, and half beings. Every part of human culture is strange and weird. I don't appreciate any of it, and I learn it so that everyone else can avoid it. The Thiffums often pay their students to go abroad. This, for us, is a wondrous vacation. I was brought here on an identified flying object and landed amongst one of your cow fields. We're told not to interfere, but when I see how strange and weird you all are, I have to. The first time I landed, I ran in. There was a small barn. There was a man standing there with a bucket in his hand, filled with liquid. You can't do that. I took it and poured it onto the plants nearby. They need the sustenance, not the bucket. After I was kicked out of the barn, I was stolen by your CIA, and they did tests on me. Those tests included, but were not limited to, poking, prodding, poking again. And eventually, they let me go. After they let me go, they threw me haphazardly into the midst of a large bustling city of yours, where I saw lights, flashing colors, sounds galore. I hated it. I had to cover my ears. Horrible, horrible noises all about. But then a wonderful stranger came up to me and said, "Sir, do you have any change?" And I said, "Yes, I do have change in my heart." And I turned away, and that began a wonderful journey through that beautiful city of yours. I tripped over cracks, and people pointed at me and said, "Ha ha, your mother's back is now broken." And I said, "Nay, nay, nay, my mother is dead, as she should have been and always was for me." There are a few things I may do with all of the information I have gathered about humanity once I return to my home world. Instead of burning this information I have gathered or giving a small presentation on it, is I might just sneak it into one of our local bookstores and let it be there for a bit until someone else picks it up and pretends to have discovered it themselves. It has been a wonderful time amongst your species, inside of your cities, wondering about discovering mothers? Very odd things you all have here on this planet, and it's been a wondrous time learning them and figuring out how I can write things down, not only in your language, but mine, and sneak them into a bookstore. You don't have very good security here, so in particular this area, I would say, is much easier than my own planet of the Home Thiffum. That is my planet's name. Anyways, I must return to my home planet. It has been wondrous here, and I learned a great deal of things. Ta-ta! You let your mothers live after they give birth. That is the strangest part of it. They are supposed to die. They are supposed to die. And they don't, and you let them keep going.